Thank you all for tuning in to my virtual Goldschmidt talk. I'm Shauna Morrison. You'll see my photo in the right-hand corner, and you'll also see the photo of my colleague Anirudh Prabhu in the left-hand corner. He has been the data science to my geoscience in this project, so I really wanted to highlight his contribution. I'm really excited to share our work with you in mineral affinity analysis. This is a machine learning algorithm for making predictions related to mineral occurrences, and it has a lot of interesting and important applications in Earth and planetary science. This work is a part of the 4D initiative in deep time data-driven discovery in the evolution of planetary systems. This initiative has brought together many scientists and organizations from all realms of Earth, planetary life, and data science to answer questions at the interface of our fields that one field alone could not answer. If you'd like to learn more about this initiative, please check out our website. So now let me introduce you to the data that we're going to use in this work. First, we have the ROUGH project. This is a mineral library and database that houses high-quality chemical, spectral, and diffraction data and is completely open access. In conjunction with the ROUGH project, we have the International Mineralogicals list of approved mineral species. There are well over 5,000 distinct mineral species recognized by the IMA, and on this website you can search for a particular mineral by the chemistry filters or the various tags, and you can also reach the mineral evolution database by clicking on the evolution button. The Mineral Evolution Database, or MED, was pioneered by Bob Hazen and represents countless hours of literature review. The database contains location information for minerals on Earth's surface, many of which have an age date associated with them. Currently, nearly 1 million mineral locality pairs and more than 200,000 mineral locality age triples are in the database. MinDat has also been a huge resource for procuring locality data. To date, they have nearly 300,000 geologic localities and about 1 million mineral locality pairs. This database is open to community input, which is really great, and it is also very carefully curated in such a way that about 90% of the mineral occurrences have literature citations associated with them. So now let's talk about mineral affinity analysis. The driving question here is, can we use mineral co-occurrence information to predict the location of previously unknown mineral localities, deposits, or environments of interest? The short answer is yes. Affinity analysis is a recommender system that characterizes multidimensional co-occurrence relationships and creates probabilistic models for future or currently unknown co-occurrences. Most of you have encountered these types of algorithms with companies like Amazon, who use the purchase history of all of their users to predict what you might want to buy based on just a few of your selections. Like them, we can leverage our large mineral occurrence data resources to characterize these multi-mineral, multi-dimensional correlations and generate probabilities of where else we expect to find a given mineral, a mineral assemblage, or a geologic environment on Earth or another planetary body. We do this by generating a list of association rules. These rules are made up of a left-hand side, which is a mineral assemblage, and a right-hand side, which is a single mineral or mineral assemblage we'd like to characterize in terms of the left-hand side. For example, if you have calcite, pyrite, quartz, and sphalerite at a particular locality, you have a certain likelihood that that locality will also contain chalcopyrite. There are various metrics for quantifying that probability, including support, which is an indication of how frequently a rule occurs across all queried localities, confidence, which is a measure of how often a rule is found to be true in a given data set, and lift, which is a measure of positive or negative correlation, or how independent the left-hand side and right-hand side of the rules are from one another. This can be illustrated with graphical representation, where the size of the circles indicate how often the rule occurs in our data set. And we also have it colored by lift, with darker red indicating the left-hand side and right-hand side are more dependent of one another, or they occur together more frequently than they occur apart. We can also examine these rules as directed co-occurrence networks, in which we can clearly see trends in which minerals tend to occur most frequently and which minerals are most often associated with one another. Note that for simplicity, we've limited this diagram to 51 rules, so it doesn't show all mineral occurrences. As you might have already guessed, this problem is very computationally intensive and it requires high performance computing. So we're working to optimize the code and make it more usable. But in the meantime, we're working on a case study to apply this technique to a few select subsets of data, specifically based on geography, geochemistry, and time. The first geographic subset is of the United States. This was chosen because the data for the US have high mineralogical diversity, a good deal of documentation, extensive geographic coverage, and a broad range of geologic environments. The second subset was geochemical, and we selected uranium due to its role in the redox history of various deposit types, as well as the interest related to nuclear energy and nuclear forensics. Note that while we use uranium as the starting point for selecting mineral localities, all minerals, uranium or non uranium, found at each uranium mineral locality are included in the algorithm. Lastly, we selected all mineral occurrences dated to the Paleozoic or earlier in order to determine and examine mineral associations through deep time and compare mineral relationships at different stages of planetary evolution. We're still actively exploring these systems, but I'll give you a few preliminary examples of the types of queries we can run. For instance, we may have a particular locality of interest and we'd like to know what minerals we expect to find there that we haven't already discovered. If we select Wave Hill in the Northern Territory, we can see that we have a high probability of finding analcime, epidote, hematite, and so on. This could be used on a locality of any size, from a tiny hot spring to an entire planet. Next, we have a particular mineral that we're interested in, and we would like to know where we're likely to discover that next occurrence. For instance, based on the association rules of rhodochrosite, rhodonite, and tephroite, I can predict that there is a high likelihood that tephroite will be found at a couple of locations in Kazakhstan as well as in the US and Sweden. Remember, these rules can make predictions on mineral assemblages as well, so we can predict deposits or environments that are characterized by certain mineral assemblages. For instance, if I would like to know a location that may be a good Mars analog, I can predict which locations are most likely, even when all the minerals are not currently known at that site. So, in summary, based on all known occurrences on Earth, we can generate association rules. And these association rules allow us to ask questions like, where can I find a new location of mineral X? What other minerals as yet unreported are likely to exist at a location of interest? And where can I find a deposit or an environment that's characterized by a certain mineral assemblage? So essentially, this algorithm allows us to characterize mineral occurrences across our planet and other planetary bodies. And it is just one example of the predictive power and possibility that lies within multidimensional, multivariate mineralogical systems and the exploration of those systems with data science techniques. So, in closing, I'd like to thank my co authors, my funders, and also you for your attention in learning about our work. If you'd like to check out our website, you can go to 4d.carnegiescience.edu. Thank you.